Welcome to the next edition of my Uncommon Animals of the Alphabet Kids book, which I'm illustrating. Today I am illustrating the Vampire Squid. I did this pencil illustration quite a while ago, but have been since distracted with buying a cafe, which is also a gallery. I suppose that's why I kind of got so interested in it as well. I've always liked cafes, but you know, the fact that it's a gallery as well is pretty awesome. So yeah, I've been doing that for about the last 10 months, but now starting to get back into the kids drawing. Yeah, and the way we've decided upon all these animals for the animals of the alphabet, I started off just choosing animals, which I thought were really cool, and then I thought it'd be fun to put polls out on Twitter, and I'd put my top 4 animals and people could vote for their favourite most uncommon animal of the alphabet. And by most uncommon animal of the alphabet I mean you know, because kids alphabet books often will have lions and tigers and pandas and giraffes and elephants and things like that. So I wanted to come up with a weird and wonderful creatures that don't get the exposure they deserve. I think so anyway, especially like the vampire squid. How can you go past a vampire squid? As a kid I would have absolutely loved the idea of a vampire squid. Now so for this I have looked at some reference photos. I've also gone by the descriptions. I may need to add some other little bits on the final page because I'm discovering that they use a bit of bioluminescence as well, which I think might be really cool in the image. And for each page that I have, say for V, I'll have like a backdrop and of something which relates to the creature. And so being vampire squid, I thought something kind of, you know, vampiric, be it a castle or a set of fangs or some blood. But then I kind of like I didn't want to be too scary with it being a kid's book, so I decided to go on the vampire bat, because also this is kind of how the vampire squid I think was named, because it has those kind of shapes of that it shares with the bat with its wings, that it does with the membrane between its tentacles there. So because I think that's mainly how the vampire squid has got its name, because it has that kind of cape effect, and a cape which it can kind of pull over its head as a protective thing, and it has a bunch of spikes underneath to kind of protect itself from predators. So yeah, that's how I decided upon the vampire bats as the background. I still wanted to go with some kind of blood splatters, but I didn't really, you know, it doesn't really work. You kind of lose the pattern in the whole thing, so I just kind of decided to have it quite muted and the pattern of a bat, and just kind of have the color difference not a lot, and go with a pattern like that. So when people kind of come in and go, oh yeah, I see what that is, when they're looking at it a bit closer. And so next I will be working on the VW is next, which is the water deer. That does have fangs. I don't know, I didn't set out to be the uncommon animals with fangs alphabet, but you know, I thought that was pretty cool, seeing something as placid as a deer with fangs. Now what I'm using for the skin here as well, you might be interested, I'm using the brush which is zombie skin, which is you think, obviously being a vampire squid, but it does give a nice a skin kind of texture of a sea creature. So I went with that for my highlights and shadows, just to kind of add a little bit of texture to what's a pretty simple drawing. really. There's not too much detail. It's not an animal with fur. Animals with fur have been extremely difficult, so it's nice to have something else. I got my titles I didn't put up earlier. Drawing a Vampire Squid for my kids' book using Procreate. So I'm using these drawing sessions as a bit of a thing to keep me going every day, to try and get me to upload every day, and see if I can keep creating videos of the alphabet and see where that takes me. Okay, I will see you, and I'll get a start on the water deer. Until next time.